Hi, I'm Tim Clark, wine educator here at Terlato Wines, coming to you today from our living room of the corporate offices. We're based in Lake Bluff, Illinois. We do very formal tastings here. That's not what we're going to talk about today. Many of the tastings we do are right at this table. We assess wines from all over the world. We carry over 75 brands, and so almost every day we're looking at our wines, we're looking at competitor wines, we're looking at potential new suppliers for us. This is about a simplistic, really fun, informative tasting for you to do in your home. There's a couple ways you can do this. You can do it kind of formally like we do, but make it fun, where you don't reveal the wines at the beginning so your guests don't know what they're tasting. You can cover up the bottles in a bag, in a nice bag from the wine shop, or you can cover them in aluminum foil, and then you pour them, you pre-pour them and provide notes. And we always provide crackers. You don't want to use crackers that have herbs or garlic, especially, which can be very against the flavors of subtle wines. Just very simple Carr's crackers. And then if you think people would want to actually dispose of the wine without swallowing it, you can provide a solo cup or some type of coffee cup. But the fun way to do this is just have them taste them in sequence. And so that's what we have here today. Greystone Cabernet Sauvignon. So you pick a style of wine or a grape variety, in this case Cabernet. You could do it with Chardonnay, you could do it with Sauvignon Blanc, you could do it with Merlot, Pinot Noir. In this case, the Cabernet Sauvignon Greystone has an appellation of California. And California means on the label that the grapes can come from anywhere within the state of California. Think of it a little bit like the lens of a camera. So you're zoomed all the way back, and the winery can get fruit from Central Coast or Sonoma or Napa. In this case of Greystone, the winery's made in Napa Valley, so a good deal of the fruit is from Napa Valley, but it's a very simple style of Cabernet, and I'll explain that in a minute. Then you zoom the lens of the camera in a little tighter. In this case, a place called the Napa Valley, very famous place. Only 4% of the state's wine, though, comes from the area of Napa Valley. It's 30 miles long and 5 miles wide. It was a very big image. But it's a small place in terms of overall production, extremely high quality though. Markham is a winery that was founded in 1879. It's one of the most historic wineries in the Napa Valley, making absolutely beautiful wine. And it's almost like you're now kind of going up a ladder. You're from the simpler style of fruit-driven Cabernet Sauvignon of Greystone now to something that's got more vanilla from the French oak. It's got a little more tannin. It has a little more intensity of black currants and cassis, that style of fruit. Take another step up the ladder, or zooming the lens in a little bit tighter onto an area within the Napa Valley called the Stag's Leap area. In this case, the wine from there entirely is called Chimney Rock. We're very proud to own this winery. Chimney Rock is quite famous in the Napa Valley, one of the best producers of Cabernet Sauvignon. The Stag's Leap area was known for the Paris tasting of 1976, which put California and specifically the Napa Valley on the map, when a wine from this area came in first place ahead of First Growth Bordeaux. Was kind of the wine shot heard around the world. And what you get here is even more intensity, more layers of flavor, more oak, more tannin. But also, because of the area of the Stag's Leap, you get a very supple tannin. So the wines are quite drinkable when they're young, but they also age beautifully. It's the magic of this place that provides that style of wine. So all three of these wines have a very different price point, and that's kind of the fun thing. You can, if you're doing the tasting blind, you reveal what the wines are, many of your guests might like the less expensive fruit-driven style of wine. And that's, I think, one of the fun aspects of this type of tasting is that you're not tricking people, but what you're teaching them is that you don't always have to spend a lot of money to get a lot of flavor in a wine. Thanks for joining us today. Cheers. I know you can have fun with this type of tasting, whether you do it somewhat formally or whether you just do it very simply and very fun in a sequence of the wines where people know what the wines are. It's a blast. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy the wines. Include some appetizers, some light foods. Thanks so much. Cheers.